Hey, welcome to ManKitchenRecipes. I am Kevin, and tonight, what did we make? We made a pellet grill. Pot roast. That's right, and pellet grill pot roast. Now, I've done Mississippi pot roast. I've done dill pickle pot roast. Tonight, we just did a regular pot roast on a pellet grill. Let me go inside, show you how I put it together, and get it all mixed up. We'll come out and do a taste test. All right, so for this pot roast, I need carrots, and yeah, my garden box, it is still really cold out, but our carrots are still in here. Now, I'm going to use these carrots from the box, but I got to warn you, they're going to be all deformed. I think the mulch we used didn't let them grow like regular carrots. I mean, for instance, here's a whole clump of them right here. See how they kind of just grew together and clumped together? Well, those are actually normal compared to some of the ones that get out of here. Some of them are really deformed. But actually, these look pretty good, so that's a good thing. I get to use these garden carrots for my pot roast. Alright. Gosh, look at all these tomatillos that I didn't get because they're so small. I mean, look at them. They're very tiny, so they kind of didn't get used. Alright, let's see what we got over here. Got some more carrots. And I think that's going to be plenty. I'll get them cleaned up, cut up, and I think I'll peel them because they got a lot of soil on them. Yeah, some of them are split like this. So anyway, these are going in my pot roast, right from the garden. Okay, so you might not have been able to tell when I picked these, but this is some of the, after they're cleaned up, how deformed these carrots are. But I will tell you that these carrots are just as good as the ones from the store. Look at that. Crazy. All right, so for today's pellet grill pot roast, I've got a 3.5 pound pot roast, chuck roast. All those Roma tomatoes are from the garden also. I picked them green and had them in a box, and you know, they all do ripen. Anyway, we're not about that today. So with this pot roast, there's just a couple places that has some hard fat. I'm going to go ahead and cut off. That piece right there is really hard. That's not really going to render. So yes, fat is flavor, but that piece doesn't get to participate. And there's a little piece right here. Okay, and actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? There's some right here. A little more than I want. All right, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tie a string around this just to kind of help hold it together, because, you know, I mean, it's kind of like pieces. I'm going to get a piece of string, tie that together. I'll be right back. All right, so I got a piece of string around here, twine. That'll just help hold its shape. And, you know, I've been on a brisket, Texas brisket kick from Killer Hogs. My SPG is not coarse, so this has more coarse salt, pepper, and garlic, and other spices. It's really good. If you haven't tried it yet, Walmart carries it. And the crazy thing is, this Texas brisket at our Walmart is actually over near the Blackstone Grill stuff. The seasonings for the Blackstone Grill, which is, I don't know why it's not with the regular seasonings. The barbecue rub from Killer Hogs is over with the seasonings, but this Texas brisket is not. I don't know why. So you just want to get it all over your chuck roast. Okay, and I'm going to use my Z-Grill's 700D today, and I'm going to run it at 250. The initial time it's going to go in for probably about 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm going to use my Meat Stick 5 in this chuck roast just to kind of keep an eye on the temperature. It's not going to really determine a whole lot. of when I'm going to pull it. So I'm probably just going to go 2.5 to 3 hours, but just for my own monitoring, I'm using the meat stick. All right, so I'm going to let this sit for another 10 minutes or so. The Z-Grills is just about the temp, and we'll set it in there. All right, my Z-Grills is dialed in at 250. Just going to set that chuck roast right in right there, and we'll see that in a second, but it's going to be, like I said, probably 2.5, maybe I might go 3 hours, probably 2.5. So I'll be back. Okay, so it's been 2 hours and 45 minutes. The meat stick is actually reading about 147, which is fine because the second stage of this, it's going to be braising. So we're going to take this inside and get it ready for the next step. Look at that. It's got some really good color, doesn't it? All right. So what I have here is 1 onion sliced up on the bottom. And then we're going to place the chuck roast in there. And then I've got all my garden fresh carrots, and I cut them up, but I kept them with the character. You know, some of these are kind of funny looking, but I'm going to go with it because these are out of the garden, and I mean, what's better than that, right? Got some homegrown carrots, probably more than I need for the roast, but hey, I picked them. We're eating them. You know, some are naturally curved, so they'll fit right there. I do have to get some potatoes in here as well, so let's see. Move that over a tiny bit. So I'm using some russet potatoes. Sometimes I use golden potatoes. I just have 2 that I've got cut up here. And got to have potatoes within your roast, right? Okay. All right, we have this we have this little foil container full. I think I can probably get this funky looking little carrot in there somewhere. And get one right in there. Okay, so that's loaded up. I'm going to put I'm going to sprinkle in some thyme. Just sprinkle it around. And then I'm going to put in some dried rosemary. I don't have any fresh, but if you have fresh, yes, use fresh. Okay, we're going to use about 1.5 teaspoons. Go around the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to use a 14.5 ounce can of beef broth in here. All right, then we're just going to cover it with foil and get it back out on the pellet grill at 250 degrees for probably another 3 hours. All right, one thing I do like to do before I set a pan of food back in the grill where the meat was, I like to scrape it off. That way, when you take your pan out, it comes out and it doesn't stick to the grates. Hot roast in with the carrots and the potatoes and thyme and rosemary and beef broth. We're going to let this go for 3 hours. We're going to still run it at 250 degrees. You can see right there, still rolling at 250. All right, let's get some light on there. Let me just be real careful if you're opening up your foil. Just about 3 hours. Ooh, there's all the steam. Oh, look at that boiling away in there. I think I might want to give it about 15 more minutes. Let's see what the temp is. Well, it's 200 degrees. I'm going to give it about 10 more minutes. All right, we'll be back. Right, it's just been resting about 15 minutes. There you go. Look at that. All right, let's see if I can get the string off of there. Nobody wants to eat the string, right? Okay. Just going to break it apart. Look at that. I'm just going to break it apart in the sauce or in the juice. Okay, got the potatoes. They're ready. We can just mash those up. Carrots. Carrots are nice and tender. All right, well, I'm going to get this shredded up. Look at that. Falls apart. Okay, I'm going to finish shredding this. I'll get a plate. We'll do a taste test. All right, how about that? Once I got past some of that silver skin or the gristle in between the meat where I tied it up, very super tender. Man, the lighting out here is terrible, but I got a really good smoke ring on these. I wanted to show you the potatoes. They are, you can just mash them up. Same thing with the carrots. They're nice and tender. I'm gonna eat that carrot, that's from the garden. Okay. Now for the roast. Tender. Get some of the potato. All right, so if you like doing pot roast in like a crock pot, do it in your pellet grill, because the first part you get to get smoke on your chuck roast before you braise it with all the liquid and the carrots and tomatoes, the carrots and potatoes. You can put celery, whatever you like in your pot roast. This is my pellet grill pot roast, and like I said, I've done a couple other different styles, but not just the regular pot roast, and it's cold and I was craving comfort food, so that's my pot roast right there. All right, these carrots are amazing. All right, so thanks for checking this out. If you want to make a pot roast, do it in your pellet grill if you have one. Very simple to do. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Go enjoy this.